we all have guest cards and we all give away guest gifts. And so this is what we decided to do. We were a church that gave away water bottles, coffee mugs, everything. And it was always in a bag full of all of our promo stuff. If it was a ministry, it was printed off and got stuffed in this bag along with a cheap pen. And then we decided, let's mix things up. So this is what we came up with and what we've been giving out for several months now. The guest box, as it has been named. So let me show you what's in it. So you get the box. It's a nice Apple style box. It's matte paper. It feels expensive and it's magnetized. And you have a little ribbon to help you pull it. So you open it, you get this when you fill out a guest card. This is a little Easter egg. These are actually what we have on our app. That is in another video that we'll show you. They open it. It has technically their first badge they would earn through the app with a little welcome. Then in there is a book. And this is actually a book written by our senior pastor, Living Free. We reference it a ton on our sermon Sundays. We have a life group by it. It really has a lot of lingo that we use, almost like jargon. So this is a nice way to teach people, hey, this is a great basic book if you're new to the faith, if you want to learn our culture. It's all about forgiveness and just the basics of Christian faith. It's great for new believers, people that have been in the church for a long time. We have really yet to have someone read it and not just go, oh, that was a very helpful book. So we thought, let's include it. So once they take the book out, our church is huge with note taking. Our pastor always has people take notes. So it's got our logo and our tagline right here. We actually went with a cheaper one, but everyone said they liked it more than the expensive one. So it was inexpensive, but people like it. So under that is another little card right here. We are very app heavy with our church. It's just something our church loves and our team is really good at it. So we have them download the app. Right here, the card is rounded corners because it just feels nice. But then on the other side, boom, growth track. So this is like our membership next steps class. There's a QR code right there or a website to go to it. But if they download their app, the first thing it'll tell them to do is sign up for this. So it's a little 2-part card. The great thing is, if any of this changes, we can reprint this. It's super cheap to reprint it. We get done at a local print shop here. Pennies. That's all it takes. So it's nice. And honestly, the rounded corner is just a little touch. You don't really see it. For some reason, we just felt like it felt expensive. I don't know why. That might change. So the next thing is out of this is a little spot for the pen. We went with a very nice pen. We went with the S-Gel. And how we came about this was we used to give away, I think, Bic pens, like your typical church pens. We all use the same pens apparently. They're affordable, they write nice. But what got us to do this was someone bought a pack of these for the front office and they all disappeared. And we all realized everyone just loves these pens. So what we did was we were just like, how do we cut cost to bring down the price so we can include a nice pen? Some people like the Pilot, I think G2 or something, but really the whole goal was give them something that just felt expensive. And I think we ended up getting these for $1, maybe less. In the grand scheme of things, it wasn't much, but it beat just a cheap pen. And when you have a box that looks as nice as this, we found a cheap pen just kind of meh, just landed on a soft note, but they just made it cool. So with this box, it's kind of hard to see, but there is a little cutout right here. So everything is easy to take right out of this box. And how this all started was we went cheaper on this. That last get the pen. This book we actually publish through Amazon, so we get them for a really affordable price. It's not like we're buying brand new books. You could include a thinner ebook, just something. Highlands has a lot of great resources that you can just download and then print off. You could go through Blurb, which is a really nice company. And then the company we bought these boxes from actually will do the CAD work for the drawing or for the inside insert, foam insert. But we just knew someone that was an engineer, knew CAD. I gave him the stuff. We went back and forth with the business, Pack Mojo, and got this. There are little things we would have changed about it. People think you press it like this and it slides out, but it doesn't. So maybe we would have done a different color scheme for this, oriented the box differently so you just don't feel like it would slide. They have a ton of different options and all that. But then we added this. This actually was a special request. And it just looks nice. We went with the matte because we just copied Apple. We're like, if it's Apple, that's what we want. It's called an Apple box because they're the company that started it, I guess. I don't really know. In all, this whole thing with all the books inside it, this nice hardcover book box, it was under 15. We price broke down everything that we were doing before. It was a diner mug, custom mug from 4imprint or something, the pen that went in it, the printouts that we went in it. Like I counted the tissue paper we put in the old bags, and we had like custom paper bags. I literally went through and just itemized every single thing, and it came out to like $12. Diner mugs aren't that cheap. And once you do pens and printouts, and then you're doing all these printouts, and then you gotta like throw away the printouts because you update something, that's a lost cost. So I just put everything together, and that's the thing that we thought was so crazy. You would think this was $30 with a journal, all this stuff. But the mentality that's important isn't everyone should do a fancy little guest box with a book in it and a journal, but it was more of going, if you just start the brainstorming session with how much are we willing to pay per guest? Like, what's the gift amount? And then you start there. You quickly get some creative ideas versus let's do this. Let's just, you know what? We're looking at 4imprint for more just church swag, like a t-shirt. Like no shade. We all give away church merch. But the thing we wanted to do was this. This is the mentality for this box. This is where it all started. Was I got a gym membership. I just got a gym membership to a gym, and I went and no one told me what to do. And I'm like paying money and I'm new to this, and the gym is targeted towards non-gym people. So it was like they knew most of their clients don't know what they're doing. They don't have a plan. They're not gonna research YouTube videos on fitness. Ended up stopped going. It was hard to get back in. I was trying to text friends like, hey, how do I do this? What should my workout routine be? What's realistic? And one of the things we realized was we had a lot of people coming to church for the first time, whether new believers or just regular people that would come move in or switch churches. And we just were like, we need to give them a workout plan. They're here. Let's stop pretending that they're like not interested in church. Like they came here and filled out a card. They're obviously interested in what we're selling here. If they weren't, they wanted to fill out a guest card and they would leave. But the fact that they were interested and leaned in, we're like, let's equip them with the next steps. So that's where this came from. We're like, let's give them a workout plan. Let's give them something that makes them go, okay, these are my next steps. We have the book in there, which is a great resource. Have something that's like a next steps in their faith type thing. The journal, our culture is just a journal taking. We highly encourage people to take notes on Sunday, not on their phones, but in paper. It just helps people remember, and it feels good to fill out a journal. And then now you're just in their life. Like if they're in a hard time and you encourage journaling, and they pick up a journal, they're gonna remember that's Victory Life. And we went with a tiny logo and a huge slogan because it felt less corporate. If you just put your logo on it, it just felt cheap, but we have this saying, there's more to life, and we just felt like people would buy a journal that would just say there's more to life. So it just kind of made sense to just put that on there and not make it feel like corporate swag. The other thing that's really nice is the next steps, a little card. They just know what to do next. They know to download the app. What do I do now? You download the app, you join a growth track class and all that. And they have this whole thing, and they haven't even gotten a follow-up call yet. So that paired with our onboarding process for first-time guests has been amazing. And that has a big part to do with how we treat our new guests and how we follow up with our guests, which we'll go into on another video. The other thing that made us go with the giant box, like why not just put all this stuff in a bag? Why not just put a book in a bag? We kind of just realized, our senior pastor was like, I still have every Apple iPhone box I've ever owned, and I don't even have the iPhones anymore. We were all like, we've thrown away the phone but kept the box for some reason. So we kind of wanted something that someone felt bad just throwing in the trash. We realized when we would go to other churches, we would just take the coffee mug out, and then you just kind of have now a convenient trash bag full of paper that's already in it. Yeah, those are your precious ministry info cards, but to a guest, it's just clutter. So we were like, let's give them something that doesn't resemble a trash bag, that doesn't have clutter in it. Does it need to go in there? No, let's give them an easy first step. And that's how we came up with this nice little box. Doesn't that sound nice? So that's it. That's our guest box. It's been going great. I'd highly encourage you guys to do something different than a bag. Honestly, a book just feels nice. You can have a card in a book. Do that. Blurb.com, go to Highlands Resources, get their next steps, their new salvation booklet, print that, like get that printed from blurb.com. It's like a nice, this is the thing, blurb.com, this is why I love it. They do the binding. They do small batch books with binding, not the spiral bound. It looks professional. It feels professional. This is from Amazon, not Blurb, but check out their stuff. It's super easy, super nice. You can get custom journals made. So maybe that's your thing. Get a custom journal made, and the first 6 pages is just your next steps. Like a QR code that you can change from bit.ly, do that. So get something that you can change, something that's never gonna just be expired. Get it made, hand those out with a card insert, something, but just go, what will actually help them in their faith, not just corporate swag. And that's what we did, and it's worked out pretty good.